Good morning, YouTube. It's Saturday morning and I've got a mail call. Oh, I got a mail call from our great YouTube friend, Ray, over at Shake the Frost. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I know what's in here. I know what's in here because I can smell it. And but I'm not going to spoil the surprise. But let's just say if you guys went and got your, let's say, coffee cups ready, you might be prepared for what's in this box. And let's do it together. So if you're into that, stick around and let's do this. All right, we're back in the shop again. I love it. Ray, we're gonna try a stove that I'm packing away in a kit that I'm building, and we'll kill two birds with one stone. We'll fire up this unique stove. Well, it's not that unique, but it's cool. It's one of my favorite stoves of all time. We'll grind up some coffee, and we'll have fun. All right, this is the kit that I'm building, and so far, what I have is we're going to use these two diffusers. I think you've seen me use these before. I put this on the bottom, and then I use this on the top to give it a little more, it captures the heat down there, and then also gives me a little more cooking space. This is what I've got going so far. I've got a striker that I've made, and a barrel rod that I took an old file handle and made. I've got a scoop, got a little paring knife, a good little utility knife here, and a bushcrafting knife. This is my cutting board, and these actually go up here. You can see that. And here's my plate that I just made. This is a plate that I cut in half. It's a great plate because one, when they're round, they don't fit in these kits very well, and two, now I can either use this to put different foods in, like if I'm cooking multiple things, or I can give it to a friend. So this is my bag of tricks. This is coffee filters, all things that are soft, different coffee sugar packets, some utensils, some cleanups, just everything under the sun I put in that. And I've got a list here. I need salt and pepper in this box. I need some good utensils, forks, and I'm trying to get that at an estate sale today. I need some foil to put in here, and I need a pour over in this kit. And coffee pot, we just put a coffee pot in there, and we're going to use it. So the stove we're going to use is a Nova, Optimus Nova, and there's our water, and it's down under here. This is a service kit and all the little goodies that we need for the stove. It's a maintenance kit that stays up underneath here. While I got this open, I'll show you. This would be coffee, but we're going to use Ray's special coffee. This is oil. This is sugar, and we've got a frying pan. We've got a small little cook bowl, and then we've got these two little cups. And I'll show you what this is. I made this. I'll show you this here in a sec. First and foremost, Ray, let's open this baby up. Oh my gosh, I brought this down to California with me on our trip last weekend at the wedding, and we were going to do a coffee challenge with my nephew, and we just never got to it. There was just too much going on. But Ray, thank you so much. This is Rugged Mountain Roasters fresh coffee beans crafted by hand in Fort Macleod, Alberta. It's called Wake Up Call. Let's get the stove going and good and hot, and then we'll grind the coffee. We're going to use the silent burner cap. Get this out of the way. Here's our Optimus Nova. This is the if you're ever looking for the original made in Sweden Optimus Nova, they're out there, but they go for $150, and you have to have a very specific pump to run it. This is the Repop. This is product of Switzerland. But I got to tell you, I'm having good luck with it. I really like it. I'm not scared of it at all. All right, here's our bottle. Get that out of the way, and let's pull the pump out. There's our pump. See that? And this is just a push in. It's I don't know what this NTP connector is. Oh, it's a push and turn. So you want this, you want to kind of splay this out a bit so that it will. Put it in. There we go. I spilt a little bit. And this eventually will have, see how it has an on and an off. When you clear the line, you flip the tank so the off is up, and it'll blow the line out. It'll burn it up through the stove. And then of course, when you run the stove, you want on up. All right, pull this rubber cap off here. I've already got this one off, and you just push it in and turn it. And then now this is off up, right? So we want to make sure that we burn the stove with on up. And there we go. Now I will tell you, don't get in a hurry like I do and fire the stove off. I've actually lit this without putting this cap on or the original cap. The original cap that you would normally see is in the maintenance kit. It's basically like a little flat concave piece of metal with 3 points on it. You've seen those, you know, quite a bit on Svias, and most every stove like this runs with that little flat cap or that little dip cap. But anyway, I've gotten in a hurry, and I threw a spark onto that, and it was, boy, fountain. You want some excitement? You'll get it. So what we have here is you've got an on here. I'm going to crack that, and then you flip this down like this, and then see that? Did you see it co-firing up? It did it too early. I got a little, see, I'll show it to you again. Watch right here. So you see that? I'll go a little bit more. That's enough. That's enough to preheat. And then this has an arrow right here on the burner cap. That arrow always points to the valve. Okay, let's light it up. And then while we're waiting for that, I'm going to put this up underneath here. Protect the bench a little bit, like that. And I think we're getting ready. I think we could fire this. Yep, you can tell. And there we have it. I'm going to get the light. There it is. Look at that beauty. I'm going to get that, so that cap, if you ever get one of these silent burner caps for your Optimus, make sure that you run it long enough to get that thing good and hot, because it works on the same principle as the little thin one that would normally come with it. You want to get it good and hot before you actually start giving it a lot of fuel, because you'll flood it and then it just won't run right. It's such a good stove. All right, coffee time. I'm gonna go get the big light too. And look at this, it gives it a nice little, more stable pot stand. There we go, that'll do it. And let's get this cooking. Alright, so I'm going to take my grinder, take the lid off the grinder, and I'm going to use this sparingly. And just close that off. This is going to be the weekend coffee we're going to be drinking. I bet you I get through over half that bag this weekend. Okay, got our lid. Now we're going to pour it into our grinder. Okay, my grinder's busted, so the lid has to go on the opposite way because I got a little giblet. Got a little giblet here that I have to use as a poker because it busted. And I don't like to let this thing go nuts. If you let it go and nutty and vaporize your coffee, it's not good anyway. So I like to shake it. Just like that. Now let me take a peek. Almost perfect. A little more. Perfect. Look at that. It's a nice coarse ground. Oh! That is money. That is money. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Now, take this. There we go. Flip it over and get it out of the way. I'm going to have a little left over, I think. Get this. We got a nice coarse grind, and that will, it's going to go. It went perfectly. Filled it perfect. Yeah, my hand grinder is out in the truck, and I'm too lazy to go get it. But I thought I'd show you how I do this because you end up with a great grind, a really great grind with one of these cheapo. This is a Krups, like from Goodwill, that we've had probably for 15 years. All right, well, we wait for that to boil. I forgot to show you this. You've seen this a million times. You've seen people use wrap their lighters in duct tape because it burns. I've got all kinds of stuff. I've got hemp on here. It's rolled up there. I got brass wire here. I've got some really heavy waxed thick string. I got some sewing, really thick thread, very thick. And then, of course, about 20 wraps of your standard electrical tape. This also burns, not as good as the other stuff, but I would use this for something else. But anyway, I do it a little bit different and put multiple things on here, and I think it's a really cool thing. I was going to show you, here's my cooking kits. Of course, I got that little cold handle that we restored a couple weeks ago, and in here I got a couple little serving dishes. I don't know if you wanted to split up something in there, some beans or something. And then there's this really thick, like cereal bowl size goodie right here, but this thing gets hot. So I made this handle. It's got a little brass thing here so it doesn't crack right there, and then this will just go right, it just pushes right on there, and now I can fry in this thing. So let me show you. So that I mean, if it's on the stove, you just slip it on there and away you go. So probably need to rig up a pot of some kind, but I could always use the bottom of the percolator as a pot. All right, so let's get this off of here, and let's put our coffee in, just like that, and our lid. Turn this down, and away we go. Instantly started to perk, but look how nice and slow it is. I can even go down a little, just a little bit more. Happy. Starting to get a little color in there. We'll come back when we're getting close. All right, gang, we got this. We got coffee. Oh, oh my gosh, that smells so good. All right, Ray, we did it. Man, I can't thank you enough. Thanks for thinking of me. I hope you enjoyed the video. It took me a while to figure out that it was you, but I saw over at Eric's video there at Dances with Wolves, I saw that you hooked him up too, and I'm like, oh, I know that. So Ray, I appreciate it. Everybody get over to Ray, Shake the Frost. Get over to his video. He's quite the mechanic. He's got some really cool cars. I love the little van. It looks like a little 60s, maybe a Econoline or maybe a Scooby-Doo van. I absolutely love that thing. I can't wait to see what you do with it. Thanks again, Ray. Thanks, everybody. I got all kinds of stuff lined up for this weekend. I hope to see you around then. Here we go. Doggy. Yes. All right. Everybody, get out there, do something, do nothing. If you're doing nothing, you can watch me do something or whatever, but let's do it together, and we'll see you around.